It's bonus Jonas time.
You guys, opening night at MetLife just happened, and I witnessed that on Samsung TV. So I kind of wanted to just go ahead and quickly, as soon as the live stream ended, well, partly while the live stream was going, I went ahead and started taking some notes off the top of my head of everything that happened tonight. So then I can go immediately after the show and do a full in-depth podcast on just the opening night in general. But okay, so let's go ahead and get into this, okay? There's a lot that happened tonight. A lot of surprises, a lot of really cool things. So we might as well just get straight into it. I'm going to kind of like do another episode when it's my show. My show's on the 26th. So I'm definitely going to do another podcast episode when my show comes up, so that way I can kind of talk more about my experience. So this is kind of like an experience. It's just like what I noticed happened tonight. So this is more like a what happened at the show versus like, because when I do it on the 26th, it's going to be from my experience. So my perspective, what I experienced, how the show went for me. So it's going to be more, that's going to be more of a story time experience type of thing versus like me recapping what I seen on the Samsung live stream. So I made sure to take some notes and stuff like that. This show was literally insane. I cannot believe it right now. So the first thing I want to obviously talk about, because this is the thing that everybody and their mama was tagging me on Stan Twitter and adding me when this happened. So it was rumors before the show started that people saw Jesse there with Katie, his wife Katie, and I think his new son's name is Archer. He just had a baby with his wife of now. He's been with for a while, Katie. And it was rumors flying around that they were coming, and I was like, can somebody get me like proof on the timeline? But I also didn't want to like disturb them if they were just there for a good time. But I remember like thinking to myself, like I wanted to tweet out one time earlier. I was like, I'm gonna tweet out, like, I was just like, imagine if Jesse comes out for Beautiful Soul. Not even knowing that they were gonna bring out Jesse McCartney for Beautiful Soul. And they were bringing out people that kind of like were impactful to the 20 years of their career, or people that like they collaborated with on songs and things like that. So it was really cool to see. Just like, I didn't really like, I kind of knew a bit about Jesse and the Jonas Brothers, but I didn't know how close they were. So that was like a really cool moment. Jesse came out and sung Beautiful Soul with them, and the boys joined in and sung. Like, I think it was Joe and Jesse singing Beautiful Soul, and I was still processing that. And then Demi Lovato comes out for This Is Me and Wouldn't Change a Thing. Now, if you're not on Stan Twitter, there is a lot of beef between Lovotics and Jonas. They don't like each other. And we're not here to get into all of like the specifics and just like all the other stuff that is, I guess, in regards with the drama of that. There is some Stan War beef there. I'm too old for all of that, so I don't really care. But I have been a Jonas Brothers fan and a Demi Lovato fan since Disney days. I became a fan of Jonas Brothers first. I found them in 2006, but then I became a fan of Demi Lovato in 2008 because of a show called As the Bell Rings. It was like a mini series show. That was like the first thing I ever saw Demi on, and then I really like became an official like Demi Lovato fan, or what people like to, what our official fan base called Lovotic, when the movie came out. And this was a big monumental moment for a lot of people that love Demi and the Jonas Brothers. And even if you're just, because a lot of people were saying like, oh my God, y'all only care about it from the nostalgic standpoint, when this is some people's two favorite artists of all time. I remember like when I first saw them perform for the first time in 2010 at the opening night of the Jonas Brothers concert in 2010, the live tour. I literally was so happy because that was my first time seeing Demi and my first time seeing the Jonas Brothers. That was my first concert. I saw the Camp Rock cast. So like for them to take it back, having like Anna do the pre-show, not do the pre-show, but host the live stream on Samsung with Franklin, that was so nostalgic. Like everything just felt like it took me back to being opening night of the Camp Rock 2010 live, Jonas Brothers 2010 live tour with Camp Rock, Demi, and the Jonas Brothers. It was really cool. One of my mutuals, Liv, actually said, hey, give me your number, Maria. I'm just like, hey, give me your number yesterday. And she's like, if they come out, I'll text you. So I had no clue. I don't know if that was, yeah, it was yesterday. I don't know if they were ever gonna come out, but I was just like, here's my phone number just in case. I'm gonna put your name up there so I don't get confused. So I remember when I saw Demi was out there, I was scrambling to find a live stream because, and I'm gonna put this up here because I have it in my notes later on. Samsung cut off Demi. They still had Switchfoot talking. Now, what I think that they were gonna do possibly is make the Demi Lovato, like the Wouldn't Change a Thing, This Is Me. They were probably gonna make that performance some exclusives, like separate content. But like for a lot of us who maybe could not be there, or this was their only way of seeing opening night, why did y'all do that, Samsung? Like, I think Anna hinted at it being some type of like exclusive content thing for the boys. Like maybe they'll play this sometime tomorrow or later in the time. But I felt like that should have been like, if that was going to be the case, that should have been discussed a little bit better than just being like randomly said, like just thrown in there, like kind of like nonchalant, like, yeah, like this is bonus content. Demi's on stage. Like Anna just said Demi's on stage, like it's nothing. And I'm like, okay. Anyways, somebody said we should start up a class action lawsuit. And I agree. I definitely agree. So that was literally, so Jessie and Demi Lovato were literally the moment of the night for me. And I'm never missing an opening night again. Like I will pay the ticket. I will book the flight. I will book the hotel. Okay. Like next time when there is an opening night for the Jonas Brothers, I'm not missing it. Hey, I might even have to try to make it to closing night, because who's going to pop up at closing night? Like is Lil Wayne going to come out for Just in Love? Is like Sierra gonna come out for I Bet remix? Like I would think, this is just me thinking. Now you can't do this at any other show but my show, but it's not gonna happen at my show. But what would be iconic is if they want to bring out some more special guests throughout this tour, y'all gotta bring out the other JB. But you can't do it at any other show. If you bring out Justin Bieber at any other show but Chicago, I promise I will riot. Because I was like, if Justin Bieber came out tonight too, oh, I'm not recovering. So another iconic rock band that came up. They have a few collabs with the Jonas Brothers. They did one. Let me go look on their Spotify for the Switchfoot collab, because they did something recently with Switchfoot as a collab. And I'm going to look it up. So they have the Beautiful Letdown that they did with the Jonas Brothers. But they have a song on the new album called Greetings from Your Hometown, which we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Not the album itself, but just like, how the album did on the tour. But they came out to sing Meant to Live. Is that the name of the song? Meant to Live. So the boys in the Jonas Brothers song Meant to Live. And that was so iconic. Please tell me you can hear my mom coughing in the background. I literally thought like I was going to have some peace and quiet to record. Meant to Live with the boys. That was really cool. And then they stayed on for Hold On, because fun fact that they dropped, just some random lore that they dropped. Hold On was inspired by Switchfoot's music, and they said that they, were Switchfoot was one of their biggest inspirations as a musician. So I thought that was really cool. And I had some people saying it was Kia's and stuff like that. Like, who is this? And I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna act like I'm the biggest Switchfoot stan ever, but like Switchfoot was pretty popular back then. And like even Anna said, like that was a part of that was part of her growing up as a millennial. So set list swap around. So this was really interesting because this tour, I was not expecting for them to ever open up with Love Bug. And the fact that Sucker and Leave Before You Love Me was played way before the end. Because if you've been to like a couple of these past Last Jonas shows, tours, whatever, you always know that Sucker is a closer. It's a closer. Leave Before You Love Me is like a closer or a encore, So to see some songs that usually are closers or encores get put all the way at the beginning was kind of like, the setlist was kind of weird. And it's not a bad thing. I think it's cool that they took the time to like, I don't know. I hope you guys can hear that in the background, please, and thank you. I love that they switched the set list up, kind of gave it a fresh revamp, but I'm going to have to go down to some other notes that I have at the bottom just to say that, like, where was the Greetings from Your Hometown tracks? Like, I feel like they switched the whole tour around to be centered around the album title. And I think the only song that we got from the album was, I believe was when Dean Lewis came out for Loved You Better. So I was kind of a little sad that we didn't get a lot of greetings, because I was hoping to hear Greetings from Your Hometown Live, Lucky. I don't know if maybe they just decided to skip the tracks for the opening night because they felt like fans wouldn't have known the songs like quicker enough. I don't know. That was my only critique really about the tour, was changing the name around for it to be called Greetings from Your Hometown with lack of Greetings from Your Hometown songs. And this one he mentioned they didn't play songs like Fly With Me, not a lot of like Lines, Flies, and Trying Times representation. So that really sucked. But I'm wondering if maybe they're going to switch everything up, if their plan is to kind of like switch the set list up, like play different songs from the albums, like they did Only Human from Happiness Begins. So maybe they'll do like a different Happiness Begins track. You know, maybe they'll switch the tracks up and stuff. Maybe they'll kind of like reorganize or do it differently. I don't know. But that was something that I think a lot of people are kind of like raising their eyebrows on, how the set list was. I think the show overall was really good. I just wish we had more Greetings from Your Hometown tracks, because I think a lot of us were excited to hear that album live, and Loved by You was the only one. Okay. Anna does the live stream for Samsung. So Samsung TV Plus is hosting a few different like shows on a tour as a live stream. And normally I would be like, no spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. But I had to tune in because I was really curious as to how they were going to do everything, because they had to fit in the album itself, which didn't get a lot of songs played, but one, sadly. They had to fit in previous albums they released during the reunion. They had to fit in some older tracks. They had to fit in some solo Nick, some solo Joe. I will talk about that in just a few seconds, because they did something really cool for like the solo Joe, solo Nick, DNCE, Nick Jones Administration era, which I thought was segment, which I thought was really cool and really cute. But they had to fit in a lot, so I was kind of figuring like I forgot what I was talking about. But they had to fit a lot into this show, so I don't even forgot what I was talking about. But they had to fit a lot into this show, so I really wished that Greetings from Your Hometown got more songs. I don't know if it was just a time that like, oh, the album only came out in the 80s, so fans are not gonna have enough time to know the music. So they're probably like, let's not play it tonight. You know, let's do some special guesses in between the songs we would have played from the album. I don't know, but yeah. So Dean Lewis does come out for Love You. Oh, I was talking about the tour. Having a couple of I usually like, I'm a no spoiler type of person, but I had to watch because, like I said, I wanted to see how the set list was going to go. I wanted to see how the stage was going to look. I wanted to get a feel for what I was walking into on the 26th, because I really didn't know what to expect. And I didn't know how it was going to be organized. Now, I won't say it's super disorganized, but there were some like little, like I said, of course, some songs being sooner than they normally are, and the missing Greetings from Your Hometown tracks, and no Lines, Flies, and Trying Times at all. Like, that's a little crazy. But we did get Please Be Mine. So we did get some It's About Time representation, but I don't know. They teased that they have rehearsed Mandy. So I feel like they're going to probably change things up. We'll just have to see what the next show brings, because maybe they'll switch it up and add in a Lines, Vines, and Trying Times track. Like, they're probably going to switch it up for the 20th, and every show is going to be special and different for each Greeting from Your Hometown show. It's not going to be all the same, and that's what I would hope, maybe, so we can get more tracks that we're missing. Dean Lewis does come out for Loved You Better. So there was like a total of 5 guests. Jesse McCartney being one of them, Demi Lovato being one of them, Switchfoot being one of them, Dean Lewis being one of them, I believe, and then Big Rob, which I believe we knew Switchfoot was kind of a guest because we saw them like mention they were coming, they were going to be touching down New York City. Anna even teased something about being in New York City for a surprise, but didn't say what it was. We saw Megan Jeanette Margaret. Was it Megan Jeanette Margaret? I think that's her name. Who played Tess Tyler in Camp Rock. I saw her pop up, something on her coming to New York City, but that never went anywhere. But it was kind of, people were thinking like that was going to be for the Jonas Cons part, which I'm going to wait to kind of talk about. I'm going to kind of wait to talk a little bit about Jonas Con when it comes to my show. But what I did hear from Jonas Con today is I seen people were able to sign the bus. There were some There were some meet and greet. Somebody did win a meet and greet with the Jonas Brothers. So they are doing like you could win a meet and greet or whatever. But I did see where you can meet Big Rob at Jonas Con. So if your show gets a Jonas Con, I did see that you can meet the opening acts in Big Rob, because some people met All American Rejects for free and Big Rob for free. I don't even know what I'm gonna say to Big Rob. Like, part of me wants to ask Big Rob, could we just rap the lyrics together to Burning Up? But like, how many times are you gonna be asked that? Like, please don't ask that man to rap Burning Up with you in a video. Just take your picture and go. But I'm gonna just have to tell him, like, I know you probably, I don't know if you know this, but you are literally an icon, a legend in this fandom. Like, you literally are a legend. You literally are the iconic. Like, Kenny Hamilton was a moment in a Believer fan fest. If you know who Kenny Hamilton is, you know. But like Big Rob, that was the first time I think I've ever been like obsessed with somebody's bodyguard. Kenny Hamilton comes like at a second close. maybe it was like a tie, because I love me some Kenny Hamilton. But yeah, so the stage was really amazing. There was this metaphor supposedly for the fact that the stage has this broken bridge, because it's signifying how the relationship was definitely broken at a point and things like that. So there is definitely some things like that I've noticed. The stage is absolutely gorgeous. The funniest part is like as you're waiting for the show, there's all these like little funny like billboards. Like one's like where Kevin's like supposed to be a lawyer, and it's like referencing "Don't charge me for the crime." One's where Joe has a little flower in his mouth, and it's like a hotline if you're looking for love. I just thought that was so corny, and I just love the elements of it, from like the greeting cards. They're doing the greeting cards too, like the little like city labeled greeting cards. I don't know if you get those. I forgot where you get those at, but they put some effort into this, and I really love how the stage is set up. It's really fun. There are moments where they're on like these stage risers and things. Like the theatrics are there, and somebody said it, but Broadway has definitely brought out their enunciation, because why did Nick ate with the enunciation? Is it enunciating? Enunciating. I said enunciating because it sounds like I'm saying enunciating, like it's nauseous, and like that's not the word for enunciating. But the stage was really nice. That was a really cool setup, and I love how they were able to really make that stage cool. The lighting was great. I really feel like I want to talk more on that when I get to my experience, because I feel like I'm going to really go into deep diving. So there was a gender reveal, which is funny because I saw the person on Twitter first that posted about wanting to do a gender reveal, and then the gender reveal happened. That was so freaking cute. There was some solo Joe. So during the fan request section, where basically fans could ask like maybe for a song, and they'll like play it softly. They won't play the full thing, but they'll kind of like play a little bit of a melody of it. I thought that was really cool. I was thinking like, what song do I want to ask Joe or Nick to play? I want to ask Nick to play what's the song called? A Crazy Kind of Crush on You, but because they didn't really know the lyrics to Summer Baby tonight, he's not gonna know the lyrics to that song. But that was really cute. And the girl with the gender reveal, they asked her what song she wanted to hear, and she said, "When You Look Me in the Eyes." And he was like, "Oh, we're gonna play that already, so we'll come back to that later." Then she asked for Pizza Girl, and it was like, and then Joe was like, third song. And I was like, not y'all paying Pizza Girl dust. Like, they do not like that song. I'm gonna go there and make Joe. Actually, I should make a sign that says, and ask them, "Can you play Don't Charge Me for the Crime?" Nick might block me. Nick might actually throw a guitar. Might throw the guitar at me. Nick might actually chuck the guitar at my head, and I'm gonna have to go to the hospital, and that's okay, because I'll just tell them like I plan to sue or press no charges. Like, I'm good. All right, so I forgot what I was at, but yeah, the fan request part was really cute, and I think they did it twice, and it was really nice to kind of like just hear them, goof around and just play some songs. But during that part, we did get some solo Joe. We did get a little bit of music for people who believe in love. He did a bit of, I can't remember what song it was off the top of my head, but he did one of the songs from there. That was pretty cool. And then they did a versus battle for the solo music. So It's basically called like a mega versus mashup or whatever. And it was like Joe versus Nick, and they would have to go hit for hit or like song for song or whatever. And it was so cool getting to hear like Conspiracy Theory and Justin Love in 2025. Like Conspiracy Theory? Like, shut up. Conspiracy Theory? I was like gagged when I heard Conspiracy Theory. I was like, no way. No way. So we heard Conspiracy Theory and Just in Love. We also got, I think we got Unsweet. We got a couple of good songs. Like, I was gagged. I was like, Bacon. Like, I'm hoping that specifically for the versus battles that they also think about possibly doing like, what do you call it? Like switching the songs up and picking different songs for each night, to battle with. But oh my God, like that was iconic. Like I was sitting there like, wow, like this is creative. I would have never thought of it. And it was a great way to use the time. Because I kept thinking like, how are they going to fit in Solo Joe, Solo Nick, DNCE, Nick Jonas Administration? Like how are they going to fit all of that into this tour when they also got to have opening acts? They got to have, I forgot to talk about this. I forgot to talk about this. Marshmello had a DJ set, but Samsung basically cut that off and silenced that and went back to playing some of the stuff from earlier in the live stream, like some behind the scenes videos and footage and things like that, because I guess they don't have the copyrights to the music that was played, so they just, and yeah, that was absolutely really cool. Like I'm excited to hear that one live. I'm like, obviously I'm team Nick, but even though I'm team Nick, I'm gonna be dancing my butt off to Joe's music. Like the solo music gonna eat regardless, all around. Solo, DNCE, Nick Jonas Administration. I hope they switch it up though, because I need to hear State of Emergency. I need to hear Last Time Around. Like I need it. Okay, I already talked about this, but Samsung cutting Demi off. I don't even know what that was for. They should have, I don't know. Annoys me. Anyways, the whole family, okay, so before this happens, okay, they do Please Be Mine. They do the little like introduction from that like one concert they did, not the concert, but like that one live TV performance they did of Please Be Mine. When they talked about it, Nick was like a really itty bitty boy. They did Please Be Mine, which really felt nostalgic to me, and I really think I'm gonna make a poster regarding that one because I heard Please Be Mine for the first time at their 2010 tour, and I was sitting in the grass. I remember hearing that song for the first time as they put up their baby pictures and things like that. So to get a chance to hear that song again in the same venue that I heard it for the first time, like that's just, it's so nostalgic. Like that's so nostalgic. I am so happy that we got some It's About Time representation, okay? But I still like to know why Mandy was teased in the little behind the scenes stuff but not played. The whole family, like everybody coming out from When You Look Me in the Eyes, dare me to cry. I will cry. And what really got me the most was seeing Papa Jonas sing When You Look Me in the Eyes. Like that's when it hit me hard. Papa Jonas just coming out and singing a verse. I was like, no, like you're kidding me. Like this is really the 20th. Like this is absolutely like insane. Like I couldn't even believe it. Like it was absolutely crazy to me. Overall, I feel like this show was really nice. My only critiques would be is that they add more songs from the album that the tour is named after, and that they'll think about switching some songs in and out. Like we could do without What a Man Gotta Do if you put on a track from, the album. I think some songs from Green from the Hometown that'd be really fun live is like you could do Lucky. Lucky's really pretty. I was kind of thinking they were gonna go from Little Bird to Lucky. I was like, don't do that to us. Like don't double homicide emotional wave us, okay? Greetings from Your Hometown, that title track would be super duper fun live. They did do No Time to Talk, so I can't say they didn't do any of the tracks on the albums because they did do them. They just didn't do all of them. Like, I think we need some more Lines by Some Trying Times. They can bring back Fly With Me, definitely. I feel like they probably will bring some stuff back. That's what at least I'm hoping. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on the tour. I wanted to do it now because I knew that if I waited any longer to do this, I was not going to remember half of this stuff for opening night. I see the show spoilers on the 26th of this month, and I'm so freaking excited for Jonas Con and to see the tour. Overall, like I said, I have no complaints with the tour. I just think that like the tracks from the album deserved much, much better. Pun intended. And I just think that like some of the songs that usually are always on the set no matter what need to come back. Like, you know, because I just thought about how did we not even get That's Just the Way We Roll? We always get That's Just the Way We Roll. But I feel like they were adding so many other elements in, and it just kind of like, it was a lot to kind of fit into a show. And it's 2.5 I think 2 hours and a half, so like 2.5. So it's a quite long show, but I hope some tracks do make it back to the set list. But overall, I have no notes. Like, you know, this show was fun. So thank you guys for listening. I think this is going to be considered a bonus Jonas time because I had to get this off my mind right now. Part of me says, don't even edit it, boo. Just slap the theme song on there and just upload it because these are your raw thoughts, but I am going to take the time to edit it down and things like that. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. I will see you guys next time. I was in the process of editing an episode, a regular episode for this week, and it was supposed to be up today at 10 a.m. And I'm almost done with it, but I'm instead recording a thought process on this album. So if you guys hear an episode where I'm kind of sharing my do's and don'ts for the tour and all that stuff, I might scrap that episode. I'm not sure because I actually wanted to talk about, I don't know, that might be a scrapped episode and I might just come back next week. We'll see. Anyways, I'm going to go. I'll see you guys next episode and bye.